Coming to you from the Deep South, this is the Blue Collar Leadership Podcast. High impact leadership is not reserved for leaders, and it has nothing to do with your position, title, or rank. However, it does have everything to do with your character. It's time to climb to the next level and beyond, personally and professionally. Now, let's start making it happen with your host, Max Story.
Before we get started with today's episode, I want to take a few moments and give you a preview of what you're about to hear and also direct you to some other series that I already have completed on my podcast. So you're about to listen to Blue Collar Kaizen, Leading Lean and Lean Teams. You're listening to a 30-part series on that. Today's episode is just one of 30. It's specific to lean leaders, lean managers, anyone who's leading teams of people through process improvement and continuous improvement projects, Six Sigma, those kind of things. It's not about the tools and the methods and all that. It's about how to lead teams of people. So any leader, anybody at any level can get value from this. But I just want you to know that's what this series is about. It's about that specific book. So hope you enjoy it. But I have some other series that may interest you if this series does not. Got a lot of episodes already out there. But I have a book called Blue Collar Leadership, Leading from the Front Lines. It's all about how to become a high-impact individual, how to become a sought-after employee of choice, an employee that people want to hire and want to promote. That series, there's a 30-part series, starts at episode 65. I have another series on my book, Blue Collar Leadership and Supervision, Unleash Your Team's Potential. That book is for leaders, formal authority leaders who want to learn how to effectively lead people. That series, 30-part series, starts at episode 111. I have another series. It's an 11-part series on my book, 10 Foundational Elements of Intentional Transformation, How to Become Your Best Self. That series starts at episode 158. I have another series on my Blue Collar Leadership and Culture, the 5 components for building high-performance teams. That book is really for the top leader, and it's how do you become the sought-after employer of choice. It's a 30-part series. It begins at episode 179. My wife Rhea and I, this year in 2021, the theme for my podcast this year was all about change. That's why I'm doing this series on Blue Collar Kaizen, Leading Lean and Lean Teams, because it's all about leading teams through change. But we have a 15-part series we recorded together on our book, Change Happens, Leading Yourself and Others Through Change. That series starts at episode 211. And then this Blue Collar Kaizen, Leading Lean and Lean Teams series, the one you're about to listen to, one of the episodes of, it started at episode 230 and will be a 30-part series. So it's going to take a little while to finish it. Hope you find value in some of these series. Let's get to today's podcast. Hello, everyone. Let's talk about chapter 26, part 26 of 30 today. And part 26 is leveraging the team. The subtitle is Focus on Strengths and Develop Weaknesses. That's what you have to do. If you want to lead a team effectively, you absolutely have to focus on each individual's strength and acknowledge and understand, and most importantly, develop their weaknesses. And again, that's on an individual basis, because all teams are made up of individuals. If you want a high impact team, you need to develop high impact individuals. So I want to start off with a quote by John C. Maxwell today. And John says this: instead of focusing on weakness, give your attention to people's strengths. Focus on sharpening skills that already exist. Complement positive qualities. Bring out the gifts inherent in them. Weaknesses can wait unless they are character flaws. Only after you have developed a strong rapport with the person and they have begun to grow and gain confidence should you address areas of weakness. And then those should be handled gently and one at a time. So what John's talking about here is to wait on dealing with the weakness unless it's a character flaw. You'll see these character flaws on a team, individuals' character flaws are going to contaminate the team. They're going to cause you a lot of problems as a leader of a group of people. But what you need to know is high impact lean leaders have a gift for turning a group of people into a team of people in a very short period of time. So again, high impact lean leaders can do this. And I've witnessed throughout my career when I was leading lean, so many people, so many formal authority leaders try to lead a lean event, and they couldn't turn a group of people into a team of people. And the reason they couldn't do that was because they didn't have the character. And that's what this whole book is about, is helping you as a leader of people ensure that you've developed the kind of character where your character is not the weakness, where people want to follow you because you're worth following, not because someone assigned you to lead a process improvement event, or you chose to lead a process improvement event. So turning a group of people into a team of people is about having respect for the people, which again, when we're talking about leadership development, that's what I consider true respect for the people, is leadership development of all the people, top to bottom, from the highest person on the org chart to the folks who are reporting to the person at the bottom of the org chart. Everybody. You don't have to be on the org chart to be grown and developed. All you have to do is be respected. And unfortunately, most leaders, most organizations, they overlook those people on the front lines, those people who are actually doing the work, those people who determine the outcome, the success, and the results. So don't overlook those people, especially. It doesn't matter what's happening in your organization. When you're leading a team of people, you're leading the team of people. You get to decide what happens during that time, whether it's a day or a week or 2-week event. Most often it'd be a few days to a week. But your ability to quickly build a strong, functional team will be determined primarily by your character and secondarily by your competence. But your character is the key in this area of team building. So when it comes to growing, developing, and creating a new team, high impact lean leaders focus on the team members' strengths in their area of competency. And then they develop their weakness in the area of character. Kind of touched on that, but you got to be very specific about this. And see, when you're leading a lean event, a process improvement event, the competency, that's all about how to do the job. That's all about the lean tools, learning the lean tools and being able to execute on the lean tools. But when it comes to people choosing to do that, well, that's based on their character. When it comes to the people choosing to accept responsibility, to take ownership, to do more than is expected, to do it before it's expected, to do it better than it's expected, those things are all about character. Working together on a team with people they may not like, or people who don't like them, or even being assigned to a team that they don't want to be on just because they don't want to be on the team. All that stuff is character flaws. It's rooted in character. That's why you as a lean leader, you've got to grow and develop your influence so that you can grow and develop the people, hopefully before they're ever even on a lean event. That's when you're really winning. You may start growing and developing people on your Kaizen events, on your lean events, because that's where you have influence the most. But if you do that effectively, over time, people are going to want you to start doing more. Step up and start developing people purely to be developing people. Because as you teach this leadership development, personal growth content within your Kaizen events, your continuous improvement events, what's going to happen are some people are going to get hungry. Some people are going to start asking, why don't we do this all the time? Why do we only do it when we're doing a lean event? That's what you're looking for. You're looking for those people to start asking those questions. Then you say, I don't know. Why don't we? Let's talk about it. Let's have a meeting with the leaders. You have a meeting with the leaders. Because what you're trying to do as a lean leader is get people to buy in to development of people, relative, again, to character. It's not hard to get leaders to buy in to development of the competency, the lean tools. Everybody wants to do that because they want to get better and they want more money. But when you start talking about developing the character of people, you're doing that because you want to help people live a better life. You want to have a better team. You want to have a better organization. You want to start attracting and retaining top talent instead of being out there all the time searching and looking for good people to join your team. So I'm saying it starts with you, as I've been saying in this entire series. But each team member's competency, strengths, is what they know and can do. If leveraged, that's what's going to launch the team forward. The competency strengths of the individuals on the team. That's going to launch you forward, regardless of what your mission is, but definitely relative to continuous improvement. And then each team member's character weaknesses, who they are, will hold the team back. Especially if you get a couple of people on your team that have a pretty serious character weakness, you're gonna have to deal with that, because they're going to be blaming the team. They're going to be trying to disrupt the team. They're going to be trying to question your credibility. They're going to be trying to undermine you during the breaks or during times when you actually go out and start executing. These people with poor character, they're going to be disruptive. And as a leader, you're going to have to be in a position to deal with that. And if you haven't developed your character, you're going to probably deal with it poorly. And all that does is disrupt the team even more, because now we have team members with poor character, and now we have a leader with poor character. And the people who actually have good character are sitting back wondering what's going on. What is all this about? But they actually already know, because it happens everywhere that people are. So that's, again, your mission is to leverage your influence over time so that you can go and be proactive, prepare people before they're even put on a team. But what this specific episode is about you leveraging the team that you have when you walk in the room. Focus on their strengths, develop their weaknesses. Focus on strengths in area of competency, develop weaknesses in an area of character. And that's, again, why this whole book exists, is to help you understand. Go in there and do 4 hours on Monday. If you're doing a 5-day event, first day, go in and do 4 hours of personal growth, leadership development. Because what you're doing is you're starting out working on your team's character weaknesses. You may not even know the team, but if you know people, you know they have character weaknesses. So you pick a set of content and start focusing on that. My book, Blue Collar Leadership, Leading from the Front Lines, is full of great content to help people learn how to lead themselves well. Blue Collar Leadership and Teamwork, 30 Traits of High Impact Players, is full of principles on how to be. And I'll give you a third one. Change Happens, Leading Yourself and Others Through Change. If you do your homework in advance and you do your prep work, you can go dig through those books, find out which content you think will boost your team. You work in the organization. If you do work in the organization, you probably know exactly what needs to be taught, where some of the weaknesses are. So do that at first 4 hours on a 5-day event, then do it 1 hour a day for the rest of the 4 days. And I have a certification if you want to get full blown, so you can have some content where you can pass out some sheets and fill in some blanks, and you'll have the answers, and I'll teach you how to make that content your own. Go to bluecollarleadership.com, check out my certification page, because you can get licensed. You can get licensed to teach my content wherever you want to, however much you want to. You can charge people if you're a consultant. You can let people pay you to do it. You set the rate. I don't get none of the money. I don't even want to know that you're doing it. I don't want nothing to do with it. But it's $1,000 per person per book. So if you wanted to get certified to teach 3 of my books, that'd be $3,000. It's a lifetime license. If you only want to get certified to teach 1 book, it's $1,000. And I give you a kit. Go to bluecollarleadership.com, look at the certification tab, and you learn a lot more about that. But what I want to do is allow you to stand on my shoulders. And that certification is for you. It's not for your company. So if you leave the company, the certification goes with you. And it's a lifetime license certification. So you can use it however you want to. You don't have to do that. You can do whatever you want to do, but it's up to you. You got to do something. You got to get yourself prepared and ready. And I'm telling you, most companies, especially manufacturing companies, they're throwing out more scrap in a day, wasted scrap product. Most companies throw out more scrap dollars in a day than they invest in developing the people in an entire year. It's pretty sad because most companies don't do it at all. And again, your company may be one of those companies, but that does not have to stop you from doing it when you're leading a team. You just got to do what I said and make 20% of your time. I talked about this in a previous episode. Make 20% of your time. It doesn't matter if it's a day, 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, whatever it is, 20% of your time, focus on developing character weaknesses. Even if you don't know them, just give them some good stuff. Teach them about trust. Teach them about communication. Teach them about go beyond communication and connect. Teach them about anything to do with leadership, anything to do with personal growth. Whatever you want to do, if you do it authentically and you're actually trying to live it yourself, doesn't mean you have to be perfect, but you're going to be able to connect with people. You're going to be able to say, I'm teaching you this stuff because I want to help you have a better life. Yeah, we got stuff to do. We got a mission to accomplish this week relative to the processes, whatever that is. Let them know all about that, but let them know each day I'm going to give you something to help you in life. And it may not be for you. It may be something that you need to share with your family, with your spouse or your children. Or it may be something you need to work on yourself, and I don't know it, but you need to work on it to improve your family life. But again, leverage the team. And again, dealing with the competency. There's people on your team who are going to have competency in areas that others don't. Make sure you learn about those. Ask questions on the first day. Talk about who they are, what they like, what they're passionate about. You can talk about what they do today as a job, but what are their hobbies? So you can start as a leader of this team. You can start figuring out how to leverage the team. Focus on their strengths. Get those folks involved in doing those sort of things. If you got someone from an administrative role and they love Excel spreadsheets and maybe they do accounting or something like that, those people will be perfect for creating some of the documents and tracking some of the progress throughout the week using the spreadsheets or any type of software. Most of the time, if they really enjoy computers, those are some folks to get involved when you are doing those tasks. Maybe they're not the person to put crawling around on their hands and knees cleaning the greasiest piece of equipment that's out there as part of the project. Yes, they can help out, but leverage their strengths. There may be some people that they're far more comfortable crawling around in the grease cleaning than they are having anything to do with a computer or software or PowerPoint or presentations or charting stuff. So find out your team's strengths and then leverage those strengths. That's what the entire episode is about. So I'm going to close today with a quote from Alan Ross. It's kind of a lengthy quote, but it's pretty strong, all about being humble and humility, that sort of thing. So here we go from Alan Ross. Humility means knowing and using your strength for the benefit of others on behalf of a higher purpose. The humble leader is not weak, but strong. Is not preoccupied with self, but with how best to use his or her strengths for the good of others. A humble leader does not think less of himself, but chooses to consider the needs of others in fulfilling a worthy cause. We love to be in the presence of a humble leader because they bring out the very best in us. Their focus is on our purpose, our contribution, and our ability to accomplish all we set out to accomplish. And again, those words were from Alan Ross, and they're powerful. They're powerful to close out this chapter. I mean, as I'm reading it, I'm thinking, I know you're listening to this podcast, but I hope you purchase this book, you dive into it, you make it a tool, you mark it up, you fold the pages, you don't give it away, you reference it in the future. But you also, as you study this content, you learn and understand the principles in this book and how they don't only apply to continuous improvement. They don't only apply to lean. But if you really dive into this content, you dig through it, you understand it at a deep level, you realize this book is full of principles for leading any kind of team in any kind of situation. It's a roadmap for leading teams of people. I've got other books for focusing on leading individuals, on leading yourself well, all that kind of stuff. But this book is full of principles how to lead teams of people extremely well, to get them bought in, to get them interested in sustaining the game. But most importantly, helping you become a leader worth following. Talk to you next time.
Make it happen or someone else will. It might as well be you. Are you serious about taking your career and your life to the next level and beyond? Check out Mac Story's Blue Collar Leadership series books and others, now available on audio, along with paperback and ebooks at Amazon, iTunes, and Audible. Please visit bluecollarleadership.com to learn about Mac's books, programs, special offers, certifications, and more. Thank you for listening to the Blue Collar Leadership Podcast.